God's plan for redemption. And today we're going to look at what is a covenant. Now, the first thing I done was look up the definition for covenant. Covenant, a formal agreement between two parties. In the biblical sense, it was thought of as the promises of God conditioned on certain terms on the parts of man. You know, I found there are a few reasons here for cutting a covenant. One, you might be a weaker tribe or a weaker one wanting a covenant with someone stronger to help them survive. And number two, in a business, if you were a representative between parties and you were, say, traveling, you would have a covenant with your partners. And number three, it was like friendship to show devotion. One of the best examples of that would be Jonathan and David and how they were friends and made a covenant together. So I want to give you some more covenant examples from the Word of God. In Genesis 1:14, and God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years." Now, this is a solar covenant between God and man. This covenant was made between God and man, and it promises eternal seasons of fruitfulness and that man would continue forever as long as the solar system endures. Now, there is another covenant called Noah's covenant over there in Genesis 8:22. After the flood, and Noah had sacrificed, and God said in verse 22, "While the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease." And God gave the rainbow as a sign of that covenant. And then we find another covenant in Leviticus, the 2nd chapter, verse 13. It says, "With all thine offerings thou shalt offer salt." Now, this salt covenant salt was used often in the making of covenants. There is salt between us. You might say, "He has eaten of my salt." That means he has been a partaker of my hospitality. And that hospitality cements, of course, the friendship of one to another. Covenants were generally confirmed at sacrificial meals, and salt was always present. The covenant of salt pictured the everlasting friendship between God and his people. And then we find in Mark 9:50, salt is good, but if the salt have lost its saltiness, wherewith will you season it? Have salt in yourself and have peace with one another. Now, this last example that I'd like to give you, this last example has been recognized. It's been recognized as the closest and the most holy and most indissoluble covenant or compact ever. It's called the blood covenant. Now, blood is looked upon as representing life. You transfer blood from one to another, and that's been counted as transferring life, with all that life includes. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, when we were out playing, we'd always think about and want to have a blood brother, right? But the moment you enter into that blood covenant, everything that you own is at the disposal of your blood brother. Yet each would never take advantage of that fact. This covenant is absolutely sacred, never to be broken. And you have to put your life and everything you own on the line for this covenant. And that's our look today at what a covenant is all about. So I would like for you to join me next time. We will look at a covenant that God made with a man called Abraham.